she was launching a new video, and I was like really waiting for it because I thought it seems she's really having the best life there. And I thought, okay, I think I have to go to Brazil to learn Portuguese and just to see. And I've been only 3 months, and I loved it so much. I loved the thing. Well, as you just said, I turned 40 like 3 months ago. It still continued to be fast. I don't know. It's just like crazy how time flies. But anyway, and I'm French. I was born in Sri Lanka. I've been living for 15 years in Spain. And for the past 3 years, I'm traveling not full time, but let's say 70% of the year. And yes, I'm obsessed by traveling since I'm a kid. Actually, I don't remember when I started to be like such. So yeah, when it started to be like such an obsession. And yeah, with different culture, different food, it's just like something, I don't know, I think I have it in my blood. And yes, I don't know what else to say. I'm very bad at introduction.
No, that's great. And actually, I was going to ask you if you remember what sparked the traveling bug in you. Like you just said that you don't remember that much, but do you feel like all this time your travel style or your way of traveling has changed or evolved or not really?
Yeah, it has changed so much. I mean, when I was a kid, I wanted to like visit every country in the world. And I think I had this goal up to my early 30s. Yes, I was like, yeah, I wanted to go everywhere. I wanted to see everything. And actually, when I started to travel, I was doing that. I mean, first, I did not have a lot of money and I did not have of time like many people.
Yeah.
And I was traveling in France, after in Europa, and at some point also I traveled with my ex-boyfriend, and we had more time, more money, but still it was like very
Yeah.
yeah, it was like maybe 2 weeks, which is already good, and many people don't have 2 weeks, but still it was fast. And I was like the typical person with a list of what I want to see, and I was just literally like jumping from one place to another one, taking picture, and that's it. I had my checklist and it was done. And I stopped traveling for many years because I didn't have the money, and I decided to become a freelancer because it was my plan. I never dreamed of
Right.
having kids or getting married or buying a house, but I was obsessed with traveling. So I thought, okay, I have to find a way to be able to travel more. And I thought, okay, I can work online, so I'm going to become a freelancer. And I started, yeah, I think it's when my travel style totally changed. Because when you're working and traveling at the same time, you can't be jumping from one place to another one. I mean, I know that some people they do it. I don't know how they can do it. I saw on Instagram many digital nomads just going 2 days here, 1 week here. I don't know, but me, it was not my case. And I started to needed like a kind of stability because I needed my routine, because
Mm.
without routine, I'm unable to work. So actually, I had to stay longer at each destination. So when I was traveling, maybe like one day, I don't know, in each city and just going from one place to take pictures, I had to stay maybe 2 weeks,
Mhm.
4 weeks, whatever. No? And it has changed because when you take it slow, well, everything changed. Actually, you're not going just to take a picture of a monument. You're going to the monument and you're visiting it, and you're spending time, and maybe you're going to speak with a local
Mm.
guide. And it's just like you're going every day to the same coffee shop. So yeah, you're taking it slow. You can see like better the destination, and also deeper, even if you never know really a destination, even if you're going to stay like 2 years in the same place. From you're an outsiders and there's many things you don't understand, but
Yeah.
still you understand it better. And actually, I loved it because there's one thing that since the beginning, even when I was jumping from one place to another one, I was always trying to meet people. For me, it was like very important to be with local people. For me, it doesn't make sense to go somewhere and to stay only with tourists,
Yeah.
just to say hi to a local person and not to try to have a real chat. So obviously, when I was jumping very fast, it was maybe just like 2 words with somebody in a restaurant. It was not that much. But when I started to travel for a long period of time, I started to have like real talk and real conversation with people. And actually, I'm very happy because these people were still my friends. Because after that, when I was like, I was building relationships with people. And when you stay long at one destination, you kind of fell in love with a destination. It's not you're just visiting. You really feel one
Mhm.
connection with a place. So actually, my travel style just totally changed because I thought, okay, I don't want to discover every country on the planet. I want to come back to the same countries. Still, there are some countries that I'm dreaming of visiting, but maybe before they were like 40 and maybe now they are 4. And I'm more
Yeah.
interested in, coming back again and again in the same places, visiting my friends, understanding better the
Mhm.
culture, the history, and yeah, so it has changed a lot in 20 years. True fact, for instance, Brazil, that I love Brazil so much, I've been 5 times.
What was it from Brazil that called you? I'm just curious now. I love Brazil too, but did something like call you from there, or you just decided, you know what?
Actually, it was very funny because I've never wanted to visit Brazil, never ever. It was not, I don't know it. I wanted to visit so many countries, but Brazil, I had no call for Brazil. And I was living with a girl, and she lived in Rio, and she was always talking like, "Oh, Brazil is amazing, Brazil is fantastic." And me, I love Spain so much because at that time I was already living in Spain, and I was like, Brazil can't be better than Spain, you know? And I was like listening to her, but I was like, I don't think the country is so nice. But anyway. And so I remember she was always speaking about Brazil, and I love learning like new languages. And at some point I was thinking, okay, now I speak 3.5 languages and I would like to learn a new one, but I didn't know which one. And I started like watching series on YouTube on Netflix, and it was a Brazilian series, and really love the sound of their voices, and I thought, oh, it's such a beautiful language. And I thought, okay, I want to learn Portuguese. And at the same time, it was during COVID. I was following one French girl. She was like making like videos on YouTube, and she was in Rio, and she seemed to have like the best time of her life. It was like amazing. Every week, I think it was every week, she was launching a new video, and I was like really waiting for it because I thought, it seems she's really having the best life there. And I thought, okay, I think I have to go to Brazil to learn Portuguese and just to see. And I've been only 3 months, and I loved it so much. I loved the people. It's just like it's a complicated country, and there are like many
Yeah,
issues there. And I don't want to reduce this huge country because it's really huge too. And with so many people, so many difference between poor and rich and whatever, many,
yeah,
many issues. But I don't want to reduce it just to one thing. But the energy you feel in Brazil, I think it's just amazing.
sure.
It's just like people, they are very intense, I think, but in a good way. And you always, not always, but often you have music outside. And I don't know, it's like one country that I love because the energy just, I don't know, it's just something that, not something that you just feel. Me, it's just getting into me. So I think
Yeah.
that's why I can't stop coming back there.
Just know how many people say traveling can be transformational, and I feel like traveling, like in general, leave us a mark in us, like every place. But also there are like, for I don't know, for some reasons, some places or some experiences that have a bigger impact in us for any reason. Do you have like one or two destinations or experiences that impact in your way, in your path, in some way?
I mean, I think Brazil impacting me a lot because I don't know, there are like some stuff that I'm trying to apply. But for instance, I noticed that Brazilian people, they don't have any issue to stop you in the street and to say, oh, I love your hair, I love the way you're dressed. And this kind of stuff is positivity, just like it impacted me. And I thought, oh, that's so nice actually to say small things
Mhm.
to each other. And also, from my experience, no, I don't want to say that all
Yeah.
Brazilians are like that because
No,
it's
your
not true for
experience, that's
sure. But
fine. Mhm.
it seems easy for them to speak to each other and to share. And me, I'm not shy, but I'm kind of introvert. So for me, it's very difficult to just be in the supermarket and speak to the person next to me. And I had this kind of interaction, and I think it's like so nice. And that's something that I learned from them, and I try to do in different countries I've been. Because I really think it's nice, and it's a good way also to meet people, and just sometimes you're just smiling at someone, and it just
Sure.
makes your day. So I think Brazil impacted me in this kind of positive way. And after, I really love Morocco, but because I feel a freedom, I don't know why. I feel a freedom in Morocco that I don't feel anywhere else. And it also impacted me because that's also why I want always to come back, because yeah, I feel something that it's pretty unique in Morocco. But I think it's, yeah, I don't have like events or concrete, like one city or one moment
Yeah.
that really impact me. It's just like more, yeah, maybe, yeah, peace. Maybe the countries on me, they let something, and but not something like super strong or super, that I
Yeah.
could really determine it.
I've never been to Morocco, but I've been hearing about it, so I
It's a
want to
great country.
visit. Audrey, if you can or have to choose 3 words to describe Audrey today, which 3 words would you choose?
Good question. Uh, Let me think a while.
Yes, yes, of
Not a
course.
little,
It's
a
just
while.
to to know you a little bit
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
better.
No, I think I am like, mm, right now, I don't know if it's because I turned 40, but I think it's just like, it's not a word actually, I have to explain it, but it just, I don't want to lose my time with things that are meaningless.
Yeah,
So, but I don't find a word to describe this thing.
no,
But
it's
yeah,
okay.
but
Yeah, like
otherwise, I
more
don't know.
focused,
What?
like more focused on what you want.
Yeah, yeah, I think focus is a good word. Yes, I think focus is a good word. Yes, I think I'm more focused than ever. And also I think I am more like patient too. It just I know, yes, I think I'm patient, like I'm not in a hurry anymore. I'm just taking things the way they are. I'm focused, but at the same time, I go step by step, you know.
Mhm.
And a third word, I don't know, it's so hard.
I know, don't worry. It's a tricky question.
I don't know. So I've always been like very open-minded, but I think I'm
Mhm.
more nowadays. And I think maybe it's because I'm traveling, and also not only because I'm traveling, but because I met a lot of different kind of people with a lot of different kind
Yeah.
of lives and perspectives and realities.
Yeah.
And I think, yes, the more people you know, the more people you met, and the more stories you heard, the more you have to be open-minded. I hope I didn't say before narrow-minded. I say narrow-minded, right? No, I say open-minded.
No, open-minded.
Actually, I was like looking in my mind, I had like the word narrow-minded, and I thought, maybe I did a mistake. I did it the opposite. But yes, I
No,
think
no,
I'm
no,
more open-minded.
open-minded. And I like it. Yes, I feel similar now that you are mentioning it. Like I always choose the word curious for myself, but I guess that
Mhm.
it's connected, right? Like in some way, like being open-minded and curious. Um, I like it. And I know it's not an easy question.
Yeah, no, it's not
Sorry.
easy.
um, okay, so you see how sometimes we think, or I used to think, that are the big decisions that move us forward. But in reality, it's the small decisions, the small actions that we take that, do the job. Let's say if you look back in your own journey, was there a decision that maybe felt small or insignificant in your journey, and now that you look back, you say like that really was a decision that changed something in my or redirect me in my path?
I mean, I think that when I was 24, I decided I wanted to study in Spain because I wanted to learn Spanish. And I was thinking, oh, I'm just going to be there like 4, 5, 6 months, learn the language, and come back to France. And at the moment I took the decision, I was really thinking it's going to be like just the time to study. And at the end, I stayed there for 15 years. And I think because I was living in Spain, and I found like in Spain, comparing with France, I could be myself. So I thought I stopped. I mean, I stopped limiting me. Maybe not as much as I should have done, but I had like, okay, there's some stuff I can do. And I think that's because of that I became a freelancer and I started traveling. I think if I would have really studied just 3-4 months and coming back to France, it would have never happened, or even if I would never make it to Spain. So at that time, I mean, it was a long time ago, it was 15 years ago. Yeah, so it seems like a small decision just to everyone, not everyone, but no, it's not true, not everyone, but many people, they go to another country to study, and it's just like a small period of time, a short period of time, and everything come back to normal. Me,
Sure.
if it's decision, it just, yeah, never came back to the situation I had before I studied there. So I think, yes, maybe it was yeah, it was the small decision that makes that I'm here right now.
I love it. It's funny, isn't it? When you look back and see something that felt like, oh, it's just going to be temporary, and it suddenly changed everything
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
impact.
It's crazy.
It's funny. So let's talk about a little bit about your your account, your blog. You have a blog too, right? You have a blog and an
Yes.
Instagram account. And you want to, I mean, from what I've been seeing also on Instagram, you inspire people, or try to like open people's mind, let's say like an open-minded approach. But what's important to you from these accounts, and what you are sharing? What would you like people to, when they come across your blog or your account, what do you want them to get from your post, and what
I
you want to
mean,
share?
the thing when I started to stay longer in each destination, I noticed that because I was spending a lot of time with local communities, and also me, because when I was living in Madrid, I was living in the city center of Madrid, and at that time we did not have like so much tourism, and I saw that with mass tourism things were changing. And also because I have friends who are like from Asia or Africa or South America that are struggling to travel, because as you said
Yeah,
before, the visa thing is like a very big privilege. When
it
you have
is.
like a passport from Europa, it's so easy. Even just to travel, very often people, they ask me, oh, how many countries have you been? And I never know the number, because I'm not counting the numbers, but I know that I've been in many countries in Europa, but just because I'm a European citizen. So we
Yeah,
don't have border, we have the same currency, we have freedom of movement. So it changed everything. It's easy to travel when you don't have to apply with 100 documents to pay to get the visa, to be waiting to have a decision. It's just when you come from a
yeah,
right country, because first world country, I hate these words,
yeah.
but it's just like, and I think because of that, I become very sensitive to how people are traveling normally, and also on Instagram, it's just like we see like so many, yeah, people with a colonial mindset that just arrived in a new destination and think they have like all the rights and they can do whatever they want. And yeah, I became very sensitive, I think I can say, to that. And I thought I didn't see at that time, because now there's many people speaking about these topics, but
Yeah.
when I started to want to speak about it, I couldn't see any content about that. But it was like difficult, because I know that you have to do it the right way. If you're going to speak about decolonial tourism or conscious tourism or whatever, you need to do it the right way. So I was postponing to do it. And yeah, I think I started to really talk about it for real like 6 months ago or something. And I think it's really important, because tourism it has been developed through extractive economies, colonial histories, and it's really, we can see it when we're traveling. I mean, me, I saw it when I show my French passport. I can tell that sometimes the look is different, and you really can
Mhm.
feel it. And it's still very, yeah. I mean, tourism has been developed through that, and it means that there's a very huge difference between Western travelers, white travelers, and the other ones. So I think it's very important to be aware of our privilege, but also to try to do things to travel better. because we don't need to. I always feel that we don't need to be perfect when we're traveling. We can do like baby
Yeah.
steps, and just going to the local cafeteria instead of going to Starbucks, it's already helping the local communities. And there are small things, but I think, yeah, we need to listen more. But we need to listen more of the local voices, and also to the narratives, because most of the time, just the history is told by colonizers normally, and not the colonized.
Yeah.
And so many things are missing in these stories. So I think it's important to, when we are traveling, just to, yeah, to try to speak with locals, to hire local guides, and to go to maybe small museums, not going to be only to the main museum, but maybe it's other countries that are behind pushing it,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I think it's important, because it's still, the tourism is very beneficial. I think it can be like very good, just not only for the economy, but just for the exchange
Yeah.
between different kind of people and different nationalities and different backgrounds and everything. But also, I think it can have it can have very negative impacts, and it's always, the negative impacts are always on the same person, always normally on the global south. And I think we can all do something to travel better.
I love that when I came across your account on Instagram. I need to explore more your blog. I mean, your blog, I'm guessing that it's similar to your posts
Actually,
on
not so
Instagram.
much, because I've started
Okay.
the blog like 10 years ago. So at that point, at that time, it was really to what to see in Madrid, what to do in Marrakesh. So it was like not so decolonial.
Okay.
So I'm trying to, but it takes time, because it's a lot of, I have many articles. But yes, I would like to try, because I have some blog posts about the colonial tourism, or also conscious
Mhm.
tourism. But I have many articles that are basically what to do in this destination, or where to stay.
Mhm.
And I have to
Yeah.
rewrite it in a good way, but it takes time.
Yeah. But I mean, it can be a combination. I haven't been to
Yes,
your blog,
yes,
but I
yeah, that's,
also value those
no, you're
lines.
totally right. That's what I want to do, actually. I don't want to rewrite everything. I just want
Mhm.
to rewrite it with a decolonial angle. But I will keep it, because I think also it's very useful, because sometimes, I mean, because me, for instance, I'm traveling, I think, comparing many people on this earth, I'm traveling a lot.
Yeah.
So I have time to dig in and to visit everything. And,
Mhm.
but some people, that sometimes you just have 2 days in Marrakesh, and you were saving
Sure.
money, and you want to go, and you don't have time to. So I think it's useful also to have this kind of article. But I think it's useful if I switch the angle on a slow
Mm.
traveling, because you can do slow traveling also in 2 days, actually, but
Yeah.
if I switch the angle with the colonial tourism and slow travel, it would be better. I don't want to take this blog post away, but I would like to, yeah, to rewrite
Yeah.
them. I think they need to be
But
rewritten.
I mean, it's interesting also because I'm guessing I'm going to go to your blog later just to check it out because I'm guessing that it also tells your story on how your travel style changed and evolved. You
Yeah,
know, like those articles tell
yeah,
your story. This
no,
is
no.
another question to know you a little bit better, Audrey. If your life were a book, how would you call this chapter that you're in right now?
Right now, I will call it chaos.
Okay.
And it's
Okay.
really funny, because, like, I think it was yesterday, I was like watching a video on Instagram, a reel, and somebody asked this question to someone, and
Really?
I would choose chaos. So it was like so funny that you're asking. Yeah, because I am at a point in my life that I'm trying to change directions and to take like new decisions. So
Mhm.
yeah, I will say right now it's chaos.
I don't know if it's related or not. I don't want to, go on that. Everyone goes through that, but I think that 40s in women makes something. Yes. I don't
I
want to be
agree.
like dramatic back.
No, but you're right. I really think you're right. Yeah, yeah. But
Oh,
I think it's very good, because it's like, okay, no, at least it's how I feel it. It's just I don't have time anymore. I have to do really what I want to do, and really what I'm good at. It's just like at least for me, I have the impression I lost so much time in the past 20 years, and I
yeah,
needed to lose this time. But no, it's just like, no, okay, we don't have time
yeah,
anymore. It has to
yeah.
be
It's
done
like
the
you
right
don't.
way.
Like you don't have time to what doesn't mean something to you, or what does is not adding in your life, right? Like you want
Exactly.
something, someone or something, like anything you spend your time with or doing something is like something that adds in your life. Like I feel the
Yeah,
same.
exactly.
More picky. I don't know if that's the word, but I'm more picky, more intentional in what I want to
No,
to
it's
do
good.
or be.
More intention is good, I think. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So traveling my way was inspired because of the connections that I made during my trips. When I started solo traveling, I was just like inspired by how people were just open to share and to, be there for you even when they didn't know you. Like they quickly became someone you know from someone you like a stranger to someone you know and just can feel connected with. Sorry, it was complicated how I said it or how I
No,
explained
I
it.
get you. I get you.
Oh, yeah. But I was just curious, what has connection or community look like for you during your journey and your travels?
Me, since the beginning, it was like I want to meet local people when I'm traveling. And no, it's because I'm very independent, and I'm in my normal life. Let's say I spend a lot of time alone, and I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I love being independent, and I love spending time with myself. But when I'm traveling, I always want to meet local people, and that I'm traveling to countries where communities are a real thing.
Yeah.
So I end up. If I spoke with one person, but I end up in the family, or I ended in the group of friends. So I got used to communities now, and I really missed it when I don't have it. When I come back in Spain, I have my friends, but it's just like one-to-one meeting, which is nice, but I miss this sense of community,
Yes.
and I really missed it. And it's just like, for me, it's super important. For instance, I'm in Sri Lanka for the first time, as you know. And for me, it was very important. I do it like in all the country I come for the first time. I try to stay with families. For me, it's just like super important. And I try not to stay in the touristy center, not because I don't want to be in the middle of tourists or whatever, just because I want to be far away, because I can be in a small neighborhood where people are making like more life in communities. So actually, I did it on purpose because I really want to feel these communities, but also step by step. I'm not going to be part of a community, obviously, because I'm a tourist and everyone knows that I'm leaving. So you're not going to really be part of it. But still, you're getting inside, and that's how I make my friend. And that's why every time I'm coming
Mhm.
back, because they're not only as you say, they pass from stranger to people I know, but they became friends. So yeah, for me, it's community is very important. And I love, just it's like stupid, but just going every day to the same coffee place. It's just like, I even if I don't speak with a waiter, but just that they know how you like your coffee, or this kind of stuff. And I think it's create like small link, but it's like so nice to have it.
True. They already know what you're going to order and yeah,
Yeah.
that happens. So yeah, I love it.
And
I
also,
I
it's a good
agree.
way for me to know better the place, because when you are in these small communities, people base because me, I always try to understand more the culture, the history, and you have like um chat first hand. These people, they are really telling you their experiences, and not only their experiences, also their experience of their fathers, parents, or their grandparents. So for me also, being with local communities, it's give me like the chance to really learn more about the place. But also I don't want it to be like extractive. I think it's the word in English that just me taking. But if you
Yeah.
spend time, it's good because it's an exchange, or you can help them with some stuff, or you just chat for hours. It becomes, yeah, because I think tourism very often is just extraction. But when you stay longer and when you are more
Yeah.
with people, it becomes an exchange. So I think it's interesting to have communities or connection. And I love being alone when I travel, and I don't need like somebody else to travel with me. But because I want to be with people in the country and not, I mean, sometimes I met some tourists and we go to visit something together or whatever. It's nice too because it's also a different way also to experience the destination when you're both outsiders,
Yeah.
especially when you're from different countries, you're going to notice some stuff that are different. So it's also good to meet tourists or travelers.
It's true. When you travel alone, it's different than when you travel with family or friends because you are open to bond with different people. To say
Yeah.
it's true. It happens to me too. And as a female, as a solo female traveler, um, I mean, how do you feel about it? And what, because there is a lot of, when I started traveling, a lot of people who never did, who never travel, told me a lot of things like, how are you going to travel alone? Like, you're a woman, like, it's dangerous, and, all the things that, of course, I was scared when I started. The moment I bought my first flight ticket, I cried like crazy. So I was like, what am I doing? um, but I don't know, how do you feel about it, and how do you feel about like following? I think that that's what I did. I follow my gut and follow what my inside was telling me, and I think that I try to do that most of the time. But I would love to hear another story from another female traveler. How does traveling solo feel to you?
I mean, me, it's always, I'm a feminist, so it's always drives me crazy when people say, oh, no, you're a woman, you can't go somewhere. Just like, because we will never say that to men. And it's just like, I think it's so unfair that people are saying this kind of stuff. So it's not because we are women that we are supposed to sit at home and wait. If we want to travel, we should travel. It's true that we can be at risk sometimes comparing to a man, but I think it doesn't have to stop us. And as I think you're totally right. It's just like we have to feel our intuition and to follow it. I think it's when, especially the more you're traveling, the more you can see if his person is sketchy or if his street is too dark to walk in. It's just like it's the intuition is going stronger and stronger the more you travel.
Mhm.
And also, I think there's like many things we can do to avoid risk. I mean, for instance, I think that staying with local family is very good because they can tell you, don't go to this neighborhood, or you can come back by bus up to 11 p.m., but after that, take a Uber, and they can also kind of protect you because, for instance, if you're staying with older people, they're going to treat you like your member of the family.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I think there's many things we can do. Also, there's a lot of Facebook groups for women. So also we can try to find like other women in the destination we are going. But yes, I think it's just, yeah. I mean, it's like so nice to travel and like everything, it can be scary, I mean, but it's the first time, like everything in life. I mean, if you have a new job and the first day
Yeah.
is
Okay.
very scary, you learn how to drive. The first time you have to drive alone is
Mhm.
scary. And I think, yeah, traveling alone can be scary. And sometimes it's not even the first time, because sometimes when you go to me, there are some countries that I'm afraid to go, just because, not because I'm a woman, but because I'm
Mhm.
brown. So it can also work because you're a woman and you're afraid. And I don't know, there are some countries that have like bad reputation for women. But I think yeah, it doesn't have to stop us. Maybe it's very good to investigate try to
Yeah.
beforehand to speak with other women who have been there. And yeah, and try to Yeah, I think it really the intuition is good normally. It's just like it can fail. In my case, it failed a few times. And but if we are very careful, it's not only
Yeah.
what we can think, but also what we feel. Sometimes our bodies are going to speak before our mind. So I think it's also very important just to pay attention. Like, if you suddenly you are shaking because you're going to cross a bridge, maybe you don't have to cross this bridge. You have to feel that you're shaking and just
Yeah.
go and continue, or call over, whatever. No? I think intuition is very important.
True. And I know what you said about the first experiences or times in everything, like how it feels scary as well. If any woman or a friend or anyone would come to you and ask you, "Look, I want to start traveling, but I don't know where to start," what would be your advice for her?
I mean, I also think that sometimes we want to do like big stuff, it just we can start traveling. We don't need to go to Cambodia or Burkina Faso first. We can just go in our home city and just go to the restaurant alone, or to one neighborhood that we've never been alone.
Yeah.
And also to go to a village which is around the city, or we can go step by step. Sometimes I also think that we want to jump out. I want to travel and I want to take my backpack and I want to go through all Asia for 6 months. We don't have to do that. If we are afraid, we can make baby steps. And yeah, I will say, okay, don't try something too big, just go step by step. And there's many things that we can do to see that we are able, and to build confidence, I think.
Yeah, I love that. Like the small steps that we were talking before, like going
Yeah.
to learn a language in a country and staying longer later.
Mm.
I love that. Um, just for fun, what are some passions besides traveling? Audrey.
Oh, yeah, I love movies because I studied cinema when I was young, and I
Okay.
love watching movies. That's something. I love eating too. It's just like it's also related with traveling, but I love food. I want to try everything all the time. Yes, I think I love dogs, which is also related with traveling, because in some country you have a lot of street dogs, and it's just like very difficult
True.
not to pet all of them. And yes, I think that's the thing. They are the thing that I really like in life.
Oh, I love dogs and cats. I talk with every dog and cat when I see them. Oh, nice. So that was it. That went by super fast, Audrey. But before we go, I want to ask you, I don't know, any projects, indoor in mind, any dreams, goals, next destination. Also, if you want to share a little, where are you now, right now?
Yeah, no, I'm in Sri Lanka. I'm going to stay, I think, 3 months. And after that, my plan is coming back to Morocco. So yeah, that's the next destination, I think. I'm not sure, but I think it's going to be this one. And also, I mean, my Instagram, I don't know why I'm saying Instagram all the time instead of Instagram, but anyway. I mean, I think it's maybe because
That's
of
okay.
Sri Lanka. I say
Oh, yeah.
with podcast, maybe it's because of that. And yes, I mean, I really want to continue to learn about decolonial tourism, because I think there are like so much to learn, and I'm still just at the beginning. And I also want to become myself a better traveler. So I also want to continue to share more on my Instagram, and also I would like to have a Substack. I already have like some
Oh,
articles ready to be, because
yeah.
I Instagram is good to speak about decolonial tourism or conscious tourism, but it's very short, so you don't have really time to develop and everything. So I wanted to have another format, and I think Substack is. I want to try. I think it can be a
Yeah.
good format, and also I would love to organize trip, because as I'm coming back all the time to the same countries, I'm meeting many local guides or people who are
Mhm.
running like very nice accommodation. And I have like many ideas, not only, because I was saying that it's very important to listen and to hear the local voices.
Yeah.
But also I think it's very important to hear the local women voices, or the queer voices. And I had some idea for some trips that I know it's trendy to have like group trips right now, but I would like to really to be like something very special, very decolonial, but also with different kind of voices at every destination. So I'm doing also like baby step. I hope
Yeah,
I'm going to launch something like next year, hopefully.
I love it. I'm excited. Okay, I'm going to be following. Yes, I love that. Audrey, so thank you so much, first of all, because you're in Sri Lanka. I don't know what time is it there for you. You're staying away for this conversation. I really appreciate it. I really wanted to share your story, to you know, to connect. People can connect with you from a different way. I love that thing. So, and I also love learning about your story, about your journey. Just thank you. I'm going to be sharing, of course, your links to your blog and to your Instagram account. And when you have also your Substack, send it to me so I can share it
Okay.
as
Okay.
well. Thank you so much.